Right now, summer travel is in full swing. Millions hitting the road, catching a flight, or even taking to the sea. But for nearly 2,000 passengers on one summer cruise, their trip had an unexpected twist.
So I'm on the gay cruise that was denied entry into Turkey.
Patty Lapone writing, "I am shocked. The Atlantis cruise I am performing on next week has been banned from entering Turkey. A ship, a magnificent ship full of gay men and me, denied entry to Turkey simply because of who is on board." A 10-day gay-themed Mediterranean cruise on board the Scarlet Lady, the Virgin Voyages ship chartered by Atlantis Events, turned away from an entire country. Turkish authorities saying it's because of behavior that does not align with the values and morals of their society. Passengers left confused by this sudden change of plans.
Were you surprised that Turkey wouldn't let you dock there?
It's surprising because we were on a similar cruise last year that started in Turkey. Something has obviously changed in the winds and the politics.
The cruise then chose.
Yeah, you know what changed? Y'all in thongs. That's what didn't change. Did y'all not see this? That's didn't change. You in thongs, boy. That's what's changing. Look at this. They in Speedos. Yeah, playing victimized. I don't know why they don't want us there. You know why, goddammit.
A new port, Alexandria, Egypt. But passengers soon got this notice under their cabin doors, saying, "Early this morning, we were informed that Scarlet Lady has been denied entry into Egyptian waters." Turned away again.
We were 3 hours away from docking, and the captain called me up and said, "I think we have a problem here." The harbor master had said, "You're not going to be able to come into Egypt and turn around."
We reached out to the Egyptian consulate but have not heard back. While Turkey and Egypt don't explicitly criminalize being gay or trans, vague morality laws against obscenity and indecency can indirectly target LGBTQ+ individuals. Still, gay-themed cruises have safely made trips to these countries in the past.
We were on the phone immediately with the tour operator who had...
Well, that's the thing too. Like what they've done in the past doesn't mean that they do that in the future. Like maybe they have a different regime. Maybe they have a different leadership. Maybe they accepted it due to the leadership that we had in the country and didn't want conflict with the country. Now they understand it. Like, dude, y'all kind of pushed this notion on us and y'all kind of like pushed your ideology on our country and we don't want that no more. So we're just stepping back. And as LGBTQ individuals, y'all should respect that. It's not your country. That is not your country. So at the end of the day, like if these people do not want you there or just don't want you to dock, then they don't want you to dock. They don't want you to influence their people. That's the Western culture that they don't want over there in their region, you know? So who are we to say no? I know most people think, oh man, they should accept us. No, bro. People don't. Some people are very religious and that is very against their religion. Any implementation, any imprint that you put on their people, it becomes a flaw to their country. So you're telling me, say they come from the West or the UK or whatever, and they go over to like, you know, the Middle East or Egypt or, you know what I'm saying, Turkey, and you just think that you finna land on their land and just start doing exactly what you're doing on the West and take it over to the Middle East. No, bro, they don't want that over there. Like, they don't accept that. And then you get mad. Oh, we did it before. Maybe you were well-dressed before. Maybe there was a different leadership. Like, just accept what they're saying and move around. Like, stay on the boat. Don't dock. You know what I'm saying? That's all they're saying. Like, we don't want y'all over here docking and staying over here because then y'all pushing that narrative on our people. And I think that's, like, for everybody. Like, and this is my personal opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But I think a lot of people believe what I believe here. And they think that it's like, we don't mind having gay friends as long as your gay friend is not trying to push up on you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind you being gay. I'm not gay, but just don't be trying to make advances towards me. So don't make advances towards their country. They just don't. That's not how they're raised. They're probably highly religious and they don't want the, not to say this in a bad way, but the poison that the Western country has allowed to, you know, almost poison their country with. They don't want that, you know, so you have to respect it. That's all I'm saying. You have to respect what they want in their country.
You know, spent thousands and thousands of dollars setting up buses, tour guides, lunches.
By refusing to allow almost 2,000 people to come in to ports in Turkey and in Egypt, they're saying we're perfectly fine with losing hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Turkey brought in more than $60 billion in revenue from tourism last year, and Egypt brought in more than $16 billion.
But pause, are they insinuating that they will sell themselves for that hundreds of thousands of dollars in tourism? Now they're saying, oh, we bought $16 billion in tourism last year, and they bought, what was another number? $60 billion of tourism in 2015 in Turkey. But is that tourism from LGBTQ communities, though? So, like, you can say these numbers, but are these from your members, pretty much? You know what I mean? Like, you know, just because we got money from tourism doesn't mean we should accept your sexuality in our country. That's not our religion. We weren't born that way. We actually shame that. You know, not we, but them. They shame that type of stuff. So why are we pushing it? So now you go on the news to try to shame them further. Like, oh, tourists, if you don't agree with them, don't go over to their country because they don't want to accept us. So don't accept them. This is like a shame tactic. This is how I look at it. They're shaming Turkey and Egypt more because they don't want to accept the Western culture. No, bro, that's just not what they want to do. So who cares, bro?
Tourism last year, and Egypt brought in more than $16 billion. And LGBTQ tourism in particular is a booming industry, projected to exceed $660 billion by 2033, according to a recent study.
600 and see, look, that's too close to 666, nigga. They said $660 billion. I'm good. You get what I'm saying here? Am I reaching? I'm just defending them because that's their country. In America, that's fine. In like the Western countries, that's okay. Middle East countries, come on now. Like, oh, they should accept us because this is who we are. We bring them money. So they're supposed to sell out their religion and their soul for your sexuality. No. They don't care about your money. They'd rather be poor and holy than to sell their soul and be rich. Sorry. And that's just how they believe. And we must accept that. You know what I'm saying?
Experts say these countries could be hurting their own economies by not embracing that.
It could have effects on future plans of other LGBT people. They want to travel to places where they will at least feel safe.
But the passengers on the Scarlet Lady
We're too gay to come spend a bunch of money in your country?
refusing to let this get them down.
For 7 to 10 days, we just get to be this uplifting community. We get to be ourselves. And that's what we really focused on.
And when Patti LuPone finally took the stage, she posted this note online with the caption, "A magnificent ship full of gay men and me." Stephen Romo, NBC News.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right? Look. Where's Turkey? That's close to the Middle East. Syria, Lebanon, Israel. Where's Egypt? Sudan, Libya. It's the tip of Africa. That's Middle East, dude. Saudi Arabia. You see, the problem with what I see here, and look, I could be wrong. Let me go back to the frame so y'all understand what they see when they say you niggas can't come in our country. Y'all can't port in our land. Because only the haters that understand that they like, well, take our money. That's the only thing they're offering is their money. Just take our money. What do you get other than our money? What about your influence? That ruins our generation. I'm just speaking on, I'm defending them because they can't defend themselves, because this video right here is meant to shame Turkey and Egypt. But if you go to Turkey and Egypt on the map, where is it located? Go to the AUE like that. And that's more, and they're now allowing people to gamble in the AUE. Go to the AUE like that. They'll behead you, nigga. Fuck is you saying? Literally. You're damn near in that region. Go to Israel like that. Go to Lebanon like that. Syria like that. Come on, bro. Like, what games are we playing here? Because we're trying to push our agenda go to Jerusalem like that, eh? Like, come on, bro. They're covered up over there. That's their thing. And when they're not covered, I'm not saying they can't accept. They just don't want to put, like, they're like, oh man, we got a boat full of thousands of gay men heading our way right now. What do we do? Don't tell them not to port. Tell them not to port. Like, are we shaming people for not accepting gays, bro? That's literally a sin in a lot of people's religion. Definitely in the Muslim religion, G. Facts. Definitely in the Jewish religion, G. Facts. Come on. So we got to shame people for not accepting the gays. This is literally what they did in the United States. If you're not going to accept us, we're going to shame you until you accept us. We're going to cause you to lose your job. You can't do that in their country. They're because to be honest, and I'm just deciphering the video, they're basically saying, take our money. You don't want our money. It's like, what else do you give other than your money, bro? Because with that money comes influence, and you're going to leave that influence and that imprint on our people. We already don't believe that. We let it slide, and y'all just come in boatloads. Why y'all got to go to Turkey? Go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Because this video is literally just about Turkey and Egypt blocks LGBTQ cruise ship from docking. They don't want you over there, bro. What, we're going to shame them now? Let's shame them. Let's shame the Egyptians. Because they won't let us dock our gay boat there. Okay? Like, let's be like just slightly reasonable. You know what I mean? Let's just be considerate that they weren't raised that way. Let's be considerate that that's not the way that they see life. You know what I'm saying? Let's just slightly think that. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. Go to Europe with that shit. Go up north Europe or something like that. Go to France with that shit. That's how they look at it. I don't know. And then we got dudes in the comment. He said, there we go, the Muslims. Look, you're a goofy ball, Joe. You're American. I know you are. You speak like one. You don't understand how other countries work. See, we have been so indoctrinated in the United States that we think that everyone should accept what we believe in the United States of America. And that's crazy. And we're going to push that on all countries, even if that's not their religious belief, because we think that they should take our money. And if they want our money, then they're going to have to accept us. Well, sir, they don't want your money. So they don't have to accept you. And even if they did want your money, they still don't have to accept you. Correct? Like, how many thongs you see in this picture, G? How many thongs in this frame? It's a lot of Speedos going on. I'm looking for the dark-skinned men. Look at it. We got one. It's a lot of white dudes in here, dude. What's going on? It's nothing wrong with being gay, by the way. I'm just saying, in those countries, they don't accept that type of shit. So we just can't push it. That's all, man. We just, go where you're appreciated, not where you're tolerated. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And I think the gay people know that, and they know what they should be and should not be doing.
On the Scarlet Lady?
We're too gay to come spend a bunch of money in your country?
Refuse.
All money's not good money. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. Let's go. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Angelo Savage, Savage Night News. We out. Peace.